Some rooms contain all the approved ingredients, a sofa, a window, a tasteful amount of wood, and still feel slightly wrong. Nothing is visibly dangerous. Nothing is technically broken, but your body has already drafted a complaint. Then you enter another room, you put down your bag and somehow choose the chair in the corner. The light is kind. The table seems to be exactly where a table should be. Even the plant looks as though it has made several sensible life choices. Some rooms feel good before anything has happened in them. Interior design advice often explains this with a list. Use warm light, add a plant, remove clutter, buy a cushion with greater emotional availability. But if comfort were a recipe, every hotel lobby would feel like home. It does not, so what are we noticing in those first few seconds? Before we admire a room, we have to understand it. Where can I walk? Where does the space end? Which doorway belongs to me? And which one leads directly into a staff cupboard? Researchers studying architectural interiors often return to a quality called coherence, how easily a scene can be organized and understood. In one study, coherence predicted preferences across design students, neurotypical adults, and autistic adults, although other qualities mattered differently to each group. That distinction is important. A good room is not necessarily a simple room. It can contain books, shadows, patterns, plants, and the mysterious cable no one is willing to identify. What matters is whether those details form a readable whole. The eye looks for edges, routes, groups, and landmarks. A rug can gather chairs into one conversation. A lamp can make a corner feel like a destination. A clear path can quietly answer the question, what am I allowed to do here? Comfort begins in part when the room stops making us solve it. Then there is the corner chair. People often choose places that let them observe without sitting in the middle of everything. A wall or high-backed seat offers some enclosure, an open view offers information. Designers call versions of this prospect and refuge, the ability to look outward while retaining somewhere to withdraw. It is an appealing theory, perhaps because it makes a reading nook sound like a tiny castle. The evidence, however, is not one perfect rule. Studies of landscapes, streets, rooms, and seat choice use different definitions and produce mixed results. A meta-analysis found meaningful support for prospect and refuge in parts of the literature, but interior findings were not unanimous. Still, the basic tension is useful. Total exposure can feel awkward. Total enclosure can feel trapping. Many satisfying spaces give us both a view and an edge, not because every human secretly wants the same cave. Because seeing and being seen are two different experiences. Now raise the ceiling. The room may feel more open, impressive, or calm. In experiments using images of architectural interiors, higher ceilings and more open rooms were more often judged beautiful. Another set of studies found that ceiling height could make ideas such as freedom or confinement more mentally available, changing whether people processed information in a broader or more detail-focused way. This result escaped the laboratory and became a very efficient design slogan. High ceilings make you creative. That is tidier than the evidence. The effects depended on what participants noticed and what task they were doing. A high ceiling is not a creativity switch, and a low ceiling is not an intellectual punishment. Scale changes what a room seems to ask of us. A tall hall can invite scanning, movement, and ceremony. The same height above a small dinner table may make the table feel oddly abandoned. A low ceiling can feel oppressive in a corridor and intimate over a booth. We do not experience dimensions alone. We experience dimensions in relation to a body, an activity, and an expectation. Light is not just something a room contains, it tells us how to read the room. A bright patch can pull us toward a window. A pool of light can turn one chair into a place. Glare can erase detail, deep shadow can conceal a route. Even beautiful light becomes inconvenient when it lands directly on a laptop. In a study conducted inside a real library, students' judgments of daylight and their preferred seats broadly tracked measured daylight levels. But they also mentioned desk size, circulation, power outlets, corners, and whether they could work alone or with friends, which is a wonderfully practical correction to the romance of daylight. People like windows. People also like charging their phones. The best light is not simply the brightest or warmest. It supports what the room is for while leaving enough variation for the space to have depth. Plants, wood, stone, water, and outdoor views are often gathered under the label biophilic design. There is evidence that exposure to natural scenes can help attention recover after mental fatigue. And newer studies report more positive self-rated states in interiors with stronger natural features. But many of these experiments show people photographs or virtual rooms. They measure preference or perceived restoration, not what a fern will do to a particular person over 10 years. Materials also arrive with histories. Wood can look warm, but it can also look formal, rustic, cheap, precious, new, or inherited. A worn table carries information that an untouched surface does not. Hands have been here, the room can survive use. The comforting signal may not be nature alone. It may be variation, age, softness, familiar imperfection, and evidence that this place participates in time. A single apologetic plant beside a printer cannot carry that entire argument. This is why a perfectly photographed room can feel strangely unwelcoming. Nothing is out of place because no one has been allowed to have a place. Hominess, the sense that an interior is personal and familiar, appears as one dimension in research on room preference. Fascination or visual interest is another. Coherence is another. Different groups do not weigh them identically, and the same person may want different things at 9 in the morning and 9 at night. A lively cafe can support an hour of work and ruin an hour of sleep. The open office that helps one person feel connected can leave another person processing every chair scrape, conversation, and flickering light. There is no universal sensory setting called comfortable. There are only relationships between a room, a task, a body, a memory, and a degree of control. That last part matters. A light we can dim, a chair we can move, a door we can close, or a corner we can choose allows the room to negotiate with us. Comfort is easier when we are not merely being accommodated but can participate. So why do some rooms feel good instantly? Not because they contain the correct number of cushions. They give us several answers at once. The layout is understandable without being empty. We can see enough without feeling displayed. The scale suits the activity. Light reveals destinations instead of flattening everything. Materials offer variety. And the room contains signs that life is permitted to happen there. Most importantly, those answers leave room for us. The instant feeling is real. The explanation is not one hidden instinct or one decorating trick. It is a rapid agreement between perception, expectation, memory, and possibility. A good room does not simply look finished. It makes your next action feel obvious. Put down the bag, take the corner chair, move the lamp slightly. The room was never complete without you.